Hi there, Gemini and Gemini rising. This is Kimberly Knox, KK, your astrologer, and I'm doing Virgo and Gemini first because your rulers is Mercury, and Mercury is now weakened because it went retrograde today as of this morning. So first of all, I want to thank all of you that subscribe to my channel, that watch me and spend time, who share my information. Leave me any comments. I love answering them. I'm very grateful for all your information, all your feedback that you give. You can also reach out to me on Instagram. There's more daily inspirational messages, and then I throw in some things too about health and wellness through my In the Kitchen with the KK. So let's get down to it, Gemini. You know, you in Virgo and all the mutable signs, Sagittarius, Gemini, you're all being affected. Pisces, I forgot Pisces too. You're all being affected, these mutable signs, because the eclipses have been in Virgo and Pisces. And now, because we've got Saturn in Sagittarius with Mars squaring this nodal force, creating this mutable T-square, the empty leg happens to be you, Gemini. It happens to be, and it's going to come across twice here in these lunar eclipses. So please watch my Mercury retrograde video that I did. It summarizes all the stuff about Mercury retrograde and the particular dates. And then also the general video that I just did about the eclipses and all of the predictions for the upcoming month. But get your journal out if you haven't already written down some big dates, because this is about you personally. We're going to talk about your power days. This is when your ruler is making great aspects. But just remember, because Mercury is retrograde, it's the ruler of this new moon in Virgo that's coming up Thursday, but it's not going to go direct until September the 22nd, so we get a lot going on. This is really good though, because it's difficult to make firm decisions when we've got eclipses going on, because we're being shifted, we're being given information. The universe is asking us to sit up and take notice, because something is being revealed, something that was hidden, possibly truths are coming out, people or jobs are being eclipsed out of your life. So big changes can happen. Now, this sector of your life, your home, has been affected since the eclipses got in there. This has been going on for a year now. Last September 13th, we had another eclipse in this particular area. So your home life has been going through big changes since, but there's still restructuring to do, and Mercury says that it relays all that because that's where the retrograde is. But all the retrogrades are in earth signs, which is great. This is very helpful to Gemini, because you, as a mutable sign, you're a mutable air sign, which then tends to be a little bit more I don't want to use the negative connotation, but you're basically at the surface level, so you can be, it's really a great thing for you to be grounded more. And Saturn is really helping you because it's opposing you right now, and so you're being forced in good ways. Neptune squaring you though can bring a lot of confusion, and you've had Neptune up in your career house, adding a little bit of confusion to the mix about where things are going with your career. So let's get down to this. Your ruler, we're going to start with on Monday, on the 29th. This is the last signature that Mercury had, your ruler, before it went retrograde. It met up with Venus in Virgo. So for all of us, this is really good news, because it aligns us with Venus. Venus is what we want. In Virgo, it talks about health. It talks about what we need to do. It's very practical. So we're in a line. We know which way we have to go. We just need more time to get it all done. A lot of us were traveling and spending time with family and children during the summer months. The kids are off from school, so there's more going on. There's less time for the adults to take care of what they need to. But now it's back to school time, back to routines and health and getting things in order, but things are still shifting. School just started, and some of the children's schedules are still being worked out. So that is going on there. On August the 30th, that was today. I forget where we are. Okay, so you know, Venus just left last night, and I was feeling this, you know, maybe you guys too, but Venus just went into your 5th house, so that's really good news for you as far as, you know, romance, dating, anything that has to do with your children, your firstborn child, or some creative efforts that you are working on, something creative that you're bringing to the table. So this, you know, get out there and get going. You've got a lot of stuff coming into Libra coming up because Jupiter's moving in there. You know, Mercury is going to move in there later on once it gets done its retrograde. So it's prepping you. Venus is getting in there and prepping us for the good stuff that's coming, the goodies that are coming. But the work's not done yet. So on August the 30th, that's today, your ruler goes retrograde, and we've got this new moon eclipse. We're in a balsamic time right now. This is when it's kind of they call it the dead of the moon. This is before the moon goes into the next sign, before the new moon. This is a really great time for you to lay intentions. Lay intentions about things you want to achieve this month. Now, intentions must be voiced. They must be voiced out. You know, you must write them down and send them out. So there's some things that you definitely need to get done. We all have a list, probably a couple pages long. So we're really going to need to roll up our sleeves and get stuff done. And you've got all the energy to take care of that. So in your 4th house, this Mercury retrograde as well is talking about your home life, any redecoration projects, any moves that you've had, getting re-established in a home, dealing with family issues. Maybe this also has to deal with issues, deep-rooted family issues that you're working out, or reconnecting with family in a certain way that brings benefit. Rerooting yourself, because the whole foundation of you is being rerooted. So it's like rerooting you. The eclipse, though, in your 4th house, I just want to read a little bit more. The incentive is to establish some type of home life that creates a feeling of comfort and a feeling of security. So again, it's brought back to the home. This has been going on, like I said, for a year. Home, family, something about a parent, real estate. You may have an impetus to move to another location. Anytime the eclipses are between the 4th and the 10th house, there might be a move going on. The North Node is here, so it's saying you need to reestablish yourself, reestablish your own foundation, your own roots from what they were before. So it's time to do that. The eclipses will then be moving into Leo and Aquarius at that time. So then the eclipses are moving into your 3rd house, and this is where you'll be able to, you know, advance your speaking skills, your self-expression. If you've ever wanted to write a book, Geminis are great at that. Doing more local travel, reconnecting with siblings, things like that. So this is where we are right now. And anything else? Just making sure that you're secure in your homes. Saturn and Mars in your 7th house. This is relationship stuff. So if you're a Gemini that is married, you may be going through some difficulties with relationships. You may be breaking up. You know, things are not stable right there. You're learning to be responsible in relationships, and things can be worked out. You've got Mars there now too, so Mars always adds a bit of spice to the mix. It can bring out arguments, so don't be butting heads with people. You know, utilize some type of balance, or maybe your partner that's got a lot going on, or a lot of struggles right now, or a lot of things on their plate, because, you know, that's Saturn over there. If you are single, it's a time when you might be living with someone for the first time, Gemini. So once you get past this, you know, this time is going to make you grow in that area. Whatever Saturn asked you to do, and Saturn went forward on August the 13th, it's asking you to grow up in that area. And it gives you a grade for every bit of work that you do. So if you're putting in the effort, you can get the reward. So whatever's going on in your relationship, and you may be having some troubles, you can work it out with some effort. On September the 2nd, so let's go back through the days now. September the 2nd, again, Mercury is retrograde, but it's going to be conjoining Jupiter. It did it the first time on September the 20th when the sun went into, I think it was the 20th, August 22nd, I mean, so many days in my head. So this is when you're feeling, you know, excited about stuff. You've got a lot of work to do because these are coming together in Virgo again, but you're, you know, Jupiter, whatever it touches, it expands. You could go, holy crap, I've got so much to do, or you could go, wow, I'm really excited about everything I have to do. Just roll up your sleeves and get down to it. Try to focus, because Gemini tends to get scattered a bit off in one thing. Get focused, one thing at a time. For everybody, September the 3rd is great. I'm forecasting every single Moon-Venus connection all the way through January the 13th, because Venus is hot to trot right now. Venus is moving into its throne position of wholeness, and we're bringing forth something. We're bringing forth something of the best part of us to share with the world. We've been incubating, so this is really great time. Moon and Venus in Libra talks about relationships, talk about doing things with other people, so it's just really nice time. So this is Labor Day weekend. Do something fun. For all of us, September the 9th is a first quarter moon, so those intentions or those things that are coming up around September 1st, there's going to be some action required around September the 9th. On that day, Jupiter also moves from your 4th house into your 5th house. Now, Jupiter in your 4th house of home was expanding it. Perhaps you moved into a better place, a bigger place, more sun. You love it there. Maybe something overlooking water. You've just got blessings around your home. Now the blessings are going to go into your children, into creating something great, some creative project that you wanted to be inspired by, or something romantically can now start to form, something new, because you've left a lot of stuff behind. And if it is with Saturn in your 7th house, you could, you know, really get something going now that's more mature, and that's what it's asking you to do. Grow up and be mature in your relationship zone. September the 10th, this is for all of us, 3rd time Saturn and Neptune are squaring. So this could be a revelation of some type of deception and lies. That's the lowest part. I don't even like to go there. But Saturn is squaring the nodes, giving this force that we've all got to add structure, add responsibility and discipline to the area in which we want to go. So utilizing all of those words, this is about giving some discipline to, this will have the offshoot because it's Neptune up in your career zone. So you need to take responsibility there. Perhaps it's something with a partner that's affecting your career in a positive way. Just make sure that you know, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? So just make sure that you've got that discipline and hard work. It goes 24/7 in the right direction, believe me. So September the 12th is another power day for both Virgos and Gemini. So this is another power day for you. The mind is very sharp this day, and we've got some aha moments. Mercury and Sun are coming together in your 4th house. So something's going on around the home, your foundation, your security. And because there's a void moon that's long that day, and on September 14th is giving us time to digest this information that's coming into us. On September the 16th, we've got a lunar eclipse. That lunar eclipse for you is in your work house, your career zone. It's at the top of your house, top of your chart, 23 degrees of Pisces. The work that you've been doing in your career zone is now blossoming. So something is happening up there. This is your reputation. So if you've been hiding stuff, deceiving people, doing something not so good, you're going to be, you know, things are going to be a spotlight in that area. So perhaps something is ready to leave, and because it's gone full bloom, it can't go any further, so it has to change, or you're at least seeing something full bloom. So it's like planting a seed, and now the flower has bloomed, like my beautiful roses here. So they're full bloom right now. So this is representative of that. Now just know that the empty leg during this new moon, 10 degrees of each time this empty leg is in you personally. So you personally are also being affected by whatever's going on in your relationship, in your home, and your career zone. So this is a time to make sure you look the best. Revamp your self-image. Get to know yourself at a deeper level. Astrology is a fabulous way for you to learn more about yourself. Little tidbits that you didn't know, so you feel more valuable. You feel more, just more amazed about who you really are. Mars is triggering this eclipse that's on the 16th. And so you could have some arguments with either the public or your partner or your business partner. Watch out for things like this. Let's not get into arguments. If you're a heavy Mars person, you may just always be argumentative, but just watch it around that time. And I've also said, unfortunately, when the eclipses get triggered, we have been seeing outbreaks of violence and aggression around the world globally. It could also be something with weather going on around this time. Mercury also rules weather, so it is hurricane time. So hopefully nothing is going to be brewing, but on any of those days. I don't even want to go into the weather whole thing now, but anyway, this Mars trigger should be very interesting for that September 16th and carry through to the days after, because that's a Friday, 17th and 18th. And the 18th is a really magical day because we've got Jupiter sitting at 2 degrees of Libra, which just happens to be this big black hole. Similar to, there's a degree in I think it's 28 degrees of, 28 degrees? I know it's the 18th of December. So hold on. This is it's the galactic center, and that is 28 degrees of Sagittarius. So there's also a point at 2 degrees of Libra. It's called the supergalactic center. It's this whole colossal black hole. Our galaxies are amazing, and the Milky Way is part of this whole thing, but there's a dump of electromagnetic energy that happens when this point is brought out. And because Jupiter is such a big planet, and it's about opportunity, so there's an opportunity coming if we're open to that. So Saturn has been asking us to be open anyway. Be open to new philosophies, be open to new learning, be open to new people. So this whole unity thing, and stop being stuck in the rigid mind and talking about other people. Talking about other people shows inner weakness. Unfortunately, talking about ideas shows inner brilliance and confidence. So, enough being said, be open, because Venus is also opposite Uranus that day. And so that's affecting your love zone too. So there could be something interesting going on with relationships at that time. Maybe you have a new love interest at this time. That could be really great. Or you reignite some, romance that you've already had. Breaking out and being authentic. And in relationships, it's always about a balance. That's the Libra-Aries axis. Okay, moving on to your other power days, September 20th, September 22nd, September 23rd. The 20th and the 23rd, both times, Mercury is trining Pluto. On the 20th, it's still retrograde. On the 23rd, it's finally direct. These are powerful days for plans, powerful days for negotiations, and for anything that has to do with business and contracts. And because Mercury goes direct on the 27th, the 23rd is an extremely powerful day for everybody. All right, and that's a Friday. That Friday also, it's a hot date night. I would get out there. Venus is going to be moving into Scorpio. It's leaving your 5th house, so it's always a great day that would be a great day maybe to just go for a really awesome lunch with friends or have an extended weekend. Moving on, another big day that you need to write down, September 26th, Pluto is going to be going direct, station direct. All right, Gemini, you've had Pluto in your 8th house. How well are you doing with your finances? The money that you owe to other people, paying off your debt. This is joint funds, funds that you're getting from other people, loans that you have. You need to get this straightened out. You need to have a plan and a budget, not spending beyond your needs and your means. And so it's going to be moving forward. You're transforming this whole area of your life, and it's a power shift this day. So watch getting into any power struggles involving joint funds. September the 27th, Mars is super happy. It's going to be going into the sign of Capricorn. This is all about accomplishing our goals and our foundations for the future. And where that is for you is, hold on. So that is your eighth house. Eighth house is also intimacy and sexual connection. But for you, you know, I'd like to think that it has to do with you getting, dealing with any tax issues that you have, dealing with any loans and mortgages and getting it sorted out and just really getting on with it. It can be about deepening connection with a partner in that sense, okay? So then we're moving on, and you've got September 30th to look forward to. You've got this new moon, Libra, coming up in your 5th house, so you can plan great things with your children and, you know, really moving forward to looking forward to great stuff in that way. On October the 6th, you've got Mercury finally leaving your 4th house, going into your 5th. You see this whole theme about romance, children, and fun and time being spent in kind of recreational ways. And then October 7th, Mercury is then going into this area. So that's where your thoughts are going. So your ruler is now back to the point that it went retrograde, and it is into Libra. We're thinking about relationships. It is an air sign like you. So we've got lots to look forward to in October. You've got to get things sorted out, roll up your sleeves, get things done, taken care of in your home, things sorted out, you know, looking at your finances and dealing responsibly with your partnerships and your relationships, because it's affecting you personally. Gemini, I also want to give you the oils. You know, it's really great for Gemini to diffuse things, because you're ruled Gemini and Virgo, Gemini rising and Virgo rising, because you're ruled by the mind. Concentration, very good. So tiger's eye and carnelian, really great stones for you as well. Mental strengthening. But you should be diffusing essential oils if you're interested in that. You know, it's very good. It goes right into your bloodstream. Make sure you're getting the highest quality. Some of the ones that I really like, that I diffuse a lot while I'm working, is peppermint, eucalyptus. There's a blend called Purification, a blend called RC. Ask me if you want to know anything about that. Clarity is an amazing blend, and orange is really uplifting. Okay, Gemini, go forward. Have an amazing September, and just, you know, get everything taken care of that you have to, and have it, because you're lining up to have a really successful, fun October.